Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. You have now tuned in to Imperfect Fatherhood podcast. I love that. Yo, listen, man. Positive energy and good vibrations. What's good, King?
Chilling, baby.
How you, man?
We here.
Listen, we told the people that was the worst they was going to see us.
Yup.
They better stop playing with us. Yo, we are in the studio right now. As you can see, all the stuff that you guys been seeing behind the scenes and everybody who follows on the social media platform, you've been watching for weeks on end, and we are finally in the building, man. So before we get started, we got to give a round of applause. I don't care where you at. If you in the car, keep both your hands on the wheels, start tapping your foot on the floor. I don't care where you are right now. Do me a favor and salute this man right now, Jose, because he is the mastermind behind all of this being what it is right, man. So man, my brother, I salute you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
Definitely
you.
salute and all that good stuff, bro.
All for the future, all for us.
It is.
We
going to
bringing these vibes to all our men out there and all our babies and all our kids and all our wives and everybody.
Everybody, as we say. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Sir.
So as usual, man, new building, new phenomenal stage, new phenomenal studio, but same old status, right? When it come down to what we must do around this platform, and that is talk to the man upstairs and give him the honor that is due. And before I get started with the prayer, yo, my hair is looking crazy this week, Jose. I'm not about to take it off while we pray. I'm gonna let you know that right now, so don't even ask and don't look, okay? Okay, just I'm letting you know right now. So with that being said, gracious and eternal God, we thank you for our life, our health, our strength. Just to exist, we thank you right now. We thank you for everything, our breath in our bodies, the blood flowing through our veins, our children, our wives, our responsibilities, everything, ups, downs, good, bad, or indifferent. We praise you for it all because we all know it's working for our good. Right now, we celebrate you and we thank you for everything you've done for us. And we ask you right now to look over us as we go across these airways, that we may say something to help someone, benefit them, as well as entertain them while we motivate and encourage them to be the best fathers they possibly can to the people that love them the most. So with that being said, God, we ask you right now to continue to do those things you're doing for us that only you can do. In the matched name of Jesus, we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, see, you see he took his hat off, but my wig looked kind of rough under here this week. So I'm actually in the process of growing my little wig out, like Jose's beard a little bit. But y'all gonna see what's gonna happen in a couple of weeks, man. But beyond all that, bro, how you been, man? We ain't talked in a little second, man. How you?
We've been doing good. A lot of work getting this ready so that we can bring out this quality content for our people.
Yes, indeed, bro.
And just keep pushing that effort. That's it.
So because of what I'm sitting in right now, I know there was a lot of work done, right? And the individual that I am and the work that I do, I know that amongst this work that was transpiring in here with you in here, you had to have learned something about yourself. So before we begin started on the topic this week, I want to know, what did Jose learn from this process, bro? Because you, like, when I see the B-roll of this, it's flat out amazing in here, and you put a lot of work in. So what'd you pick up from this about yourself?
I got more patience than I thought.
And that's a man with two teenagers right now. Like, that's a man talking with two teenage kids right now. So if he has more patience than he knew, it's something else.
This was a mission.
Yeah.
But we got it done.
Facts.
In the grace of God, we got it done. Just kept pushing. A whole bunch of inconvenience showed up throughout the time.
Right.
But little by little, we were able to get here where we are today. And we here.
Yo, listen, man. But like, I'm grateful for it all because, like, I was telling him each time, I'm like, yo, listen, when you need me, call me to come over and help you. I think I moved like a chair or something in this whole process. I didn't touch a screw. He didn't make me. The only thing I had to do was show up. And every time I told him, let me help, he was like, all right, when I'll call you when I need your help. I guess he never needed my help. So, but the overall thing is, like, the reason I brought that up is because in order to accomplish something, you have to be willing to get past the distractions. And you, as you mentioned, there was a whole bunch of things that came up in the process of getting us to where we are right now. So I know for a fact it was a lot. It was a lot on you, a lot on your family. So as well as a matter of fact, I want to salute Nene right now as well, bro. If you to the viewers at home, shout out to his wife Nene, because behind every strong man, there's a phenomenal backbone of a woman that allows him to be who he is. And Nene is a phenomenal, phenomenal woman. I love her dearly as a sister. She's opened her home to me, and just her vibe is amazing. And she supports him in everything that he does. So I'm grateful that he has a phenomenal backbone, bro. Like, you have a wonderful partner, bro. So shout out to her. And plus, you could probably hear me right now, and I don't want to get beat up in here. So I'm already in trouble in my own house right now. Babe, as you know, I'm sorry. Today was a rough day. I apologize. I'm been in the doghouse right now, but I'm working my way out of there right now. So pray for your boy. Pray for your boy. But what you got anything on your heart you want to poly about this week? I do have a little something I wanted to go at, but I didn't.
So let's get right into that.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
talk.
All right, so
let's talk.
One thing I have been learning over the last 2 or 3 months of the men I've been dealing with, and just different conversations I'm having, bro, from men who are either going into being husbands and fathers, or men who have already been in a position for a few years. And what I realize is a question mark when it comes down to our place, our position, and our roles in the home. And you can't be confident in a role if you don't understand it. If you don't understand what the role entails, the placement or the position of which you're supposed to be in, how could you thrive in that? So we have a generation of young men that, and even older men, that really don't know their place, position, and roles in their home, bro. So I really want to sit here right now and just dig into, as two individuals who, I don't have no shame in saying this, that are very successful men in our homes. When I look at the situations that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, and I look at how we're accepted in our homes, how I just praised your wife because of how strong of a backbone and support she is to you, that's not the case for a lot of men that are out here right now. So as I feel, as we're successful in our homes, we're that because of a reason, right? We're that because we understand our place, position, and our role. So I would love to sit here and discuss, bro. What do you feel? And from your standpoint, what do you feel the place, to position, and roles of a husband and father in a home are today?
I believe that position comes starting with that first conversation you have with your significant other before that person becomes your significant other.
Facts.
There's certain rules, not rules. There are certain agreements that need to be put into place so that there's an understanding, a mutual understanding. And many of us jump into relationships with an expectation,
right?
And not setting those standards from the beginning.
Correct.
And then we get disappointed because we have an expectation that, and when you have expectations, they're more than regularly, they're bound to fail.
Facts.
So instead of having expectations, I believe that standards should be set at the beginning. Conversations should be had at the beginning, and there has to be mutual respect.
Right.
Without a doubt, there has to be mutual respect. It's not that one is bigger than the other, and when that happens is when there's nobody knows their exact place in the relationship, and it goes both ways.
Absolutely.
It goes both ways. Because the same way we as men might feel out of place in our relationship or in our home.
Right.
What are we doing to make our woman feel in place in the relationship and in our home? Because if they're not happy, we're not happy.
Correct. Very much so.
They say that there was I say here in the house when I want to get my wife upset, when I want to get Nene upset, I say happy house, happy spouse. He goes, happy wife, happy life.
You know how to press them buttons, don't you? You know exactly which ones to press.
The reality is that for a couple to be able to succeed,
right,
and to be successful, for a couple to be able to be successful with each other, it has to be happy spouse,
right,
happy house,
correct,
because it has to be a mutual understanding. I can't I can't love you without understanding your love language. You can't
Correct.
love me
Correct.
without understanding my love language.
Correct.
And that's where a lot of relationships fail, and men start losing their place
Right.
as understanding who they are within their household.
Correct. Yo, that's a very, very phenomenal point, bro, because if as I spoke to a client earlier, if you're having a conversation with someone right now, I don't understand the language of Spanish. As we know, I should by now, and there's some things I do understand, but that's beside the point. But if we were right now and you didn't understand
I bet you
English,
if you understood Spanish, you wouldn't be in a hot box.
why you got to bring
All right,
that up?
let's go back to it. Yeah.
Don't remind me how much trouble I'm in right now. But if you didn't understand English, right, and I didn't have no understanding of Spanish, it would be a frustrating opportunity for us to communicate, because you would have something that you want to get across to me genuinely, but I wouldn't be able to receive it genuinely. So it's a barrier between us. And if it's the same thing when it comes down to our love languages, and there's so many relationships that are in turmoil and disarray because one person is loving the other person in their own love language.
That is a fact.
Right? Like I love to have physical touch and words of affirmation. So instead of me giving you what you need, I'm going to give you what I think you need, which is what I want to feel myself. So I'm going to give you the physical touch. I'm going to give you the words of affirmation, even though that's not your language. And in my mindset, I'm doing it. I'm loving you, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually giving you the love that I feel like I'm supposed to give. But in no actuality, you're not receiving it because that's not your language. So you're not even you're not getting the love that the person wants to give you, and you feel left out. So on both sides, you feel that the person feels left out, and the person giving the love is like, yo, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, what do you mean that
Yep.
I'm not loving you? I'm doing as you say, as I feel I should for you. Most cases, it's i.e. when a woman says, oh, babe, I'm cooking for you, or I'm ironing your clothes, but you're the person that needs the words of affirmation or the quality time.
Yep.
So the gesture of the clothes and the food, they mean nothing to you, but the person who's doing it for you is genuinely giving from their love pot to you.
Yep.
So it's a frustrating miscommunication when the person who is giving you the love doesn't understand that what they're giving you is not what you need.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, bro. And it and most of the time we do it unintentionally, right?
Majority of the time,
We do it
all the
unintentionally,
time.
and it's because we believe that that's what they're looking for.
Correct.
And what your love language was 10 years ago isn't going to be the love language of you today, especially after you have kids.
Correct.
Right? Because it completely changes.
Correct.
At that point, it's I would say mostly in our women, right? If what they looked for before having kids was the touch and the feel and the affection, now what they're looking for after they have kids is
help.
Can you help me? That is a fact.
Right.
Can you help me?
Help around the house is a language that most women speak in, right? Like that's that's why I tell my wife all the time, like she can tell when I'm ready for them cheeks, right? Because she'll walk in the house, and see me vacuuming, cooking, wiping down the fan at the same damn time. Hi, babe, how you doing? Oh, this Negro wants some of these cheeks. That's because I understand that's a love language. I truly understand that, and that's a dynamic, like you said, that came along when the children came about. And this is one thing that I need to stress right now to new fathers especially. When you make that baby understand, you're going to have to take a seat in the back seat majority of the time, yo. And it's not because you're not important, right? We get in our feelings a little bit when things hurt us, and then we get into our boyish modes, and we're hurt and our feelings hurt. So it's like, oh, she's doing this to me. But no,
Yeah.
her her plate expanded, but her capacity hasn't just yet.
Yeah, and that also has to do a lot with what I was mentioning earlier. That initial conversation,
Correct.
right? The
Correct.
expectations that are set, because the reality is that she shouldn't have to get to the point that you are in the back burner, because you should be able to be there to assist so that you're not in the back burner.
Correct.
Because if she's doing everything for the kids, then yes, you're going into the back burner.
Right.
But if you're there, giving her the support needed, giving her the help needed, whatever, at the end of the day, you're not going to be in the back burner, because it'll still be you are first priority, even though we have kids.
Correct.
Because you are
Correct.
making me first priority.
Absolutely.
And we're both making the kids first priority. You see how that works out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, when they grow up,
it's gonna be back to you in the nest. That's a fact. Yo, and I ain't gonna hold you right now, Jose, about that, because like that was something that I really had a heartstring deal with, right? So somebody put a post up and it was like, your daughter's in trouble and your wife is in trouble. Who do you go to save first?
Golly. Don't put me in that situation. I'm not answering.
Yo, but look, let me tell you what happened. I used one. It made my stomach hurt because I felt like I was under the gun per se, right? Because when I read it, it was like, ooh, if how I move is gonna change a relationship.
Yeah.
You understand? But what I did was I read into the question a little bit more. So the question, if I remember correctly, it says, if your wife is in a car being followed by someone and she calls you, but then your daughter calls you because she's being followed in the mall. So my answer was, my daughter gets the priority because she's walking. My wife is secondary because she's in the car and she's mobile. She can continue to get away, or she can come toward me. So in that case, in that instance, I truly feel like my daughter needs me first, because I can save her faster and I can get her out of harm's way, where my wife still has opportunity to maneuver and get to a safer space where my daughter is on foot and she might not be able to. So
that makes sense.
That changes a little bit in the dynamics.
Changes the perspective, yes. Still tough.
Yo, it is.
Still a tough one.
Because those are your girls.
At the end of the day, your daughter is your daughter. Your wife is your wife by choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what makes it hard, you see.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
To even be in that is rough.
Hopefully the next episode I'll have an answer.
You gotta think that one through, right?
He caught me by surprise on this one. I was not ready.
Yo, listen. When I saw it, I was like, it's like, so you know how you in the middle of getting ready, you got things that you about to do for your day. So I cardinal sin, don't open Instagram while you on the move. I opened it and I read that and it stopped me. I sat down. I was like, stuck. And my first answer, because my first answer was without thinking.
My daughter.
And I'm glad you said it. Without thinking, and baby, you already know I love you, but at the end of the day, that's our heartbeat. So it's like, I would think my wife would tell me, right? Like, in that instant, get that baby. Go get our baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's what would happen.
Right.
That's what would happen.
And like our heartstring, because we're so protective. Exactly. We're like, wait a minute, what about you?
We're gonna try and find how to divide ourselves. That's where.
Yo, Jose.
That's a fact.
Jose, I gotta get money. Do me a favor. Go run and get Cassie for me.
That is a fact.
Seriously, because
that's where your village comes into play.
Seriously, the wolf pack has to come into play.
You better have that one person that you can call. You better.
With that in this life,
in that situation,
you're gonna need them badly. And you want nothing more than a person who understands. So, and this is a message for you young guys as well out there. Don't do the cardinal sin as listening to single men. If you're a young man who's going into marriage, listen to men like us. You definitely need a wolf pack, because you don't know what you don't know. And you're going to need someone who understands the weight that you're carrying to help you carry that weight at some point. At some point, you're going to need it.
Yo, I saw a post not too long ago. And that said that he asked his wife, When you and I are arguing, who are the 5 people you call? Because I can tell you the 5 people I call are gonna defend you. Can you say the same? Think about that.
That's
Think about
crazy.
that.
But for me, it's easy though, Jose. You know why? Because truly, I don't call anyone to tell anything about my wife. Like, I seen a post today, as a matter of fact, that says the people that will ruin a relationship is the most of the people that's in your family that love you the most.
But it's not even about to speak about your wife. Everybody needs somebody that they can call. And most of the time, when you're having hardships in your relationship, you end up calling either your mother, your father. A lot of women have close friends.
Right.
Because us men, we don't call other men to tell them about our marriage.
Definitely not.
Women have close friends. And most of the time, it ends up happening that the people that they speak to, their first question isn't going to be, what'd you do to him?
No, definitely not.
But you know what? I call my mother right now.
That's the first thing she's gonna ask us.
What did you do to her?
I'm glad you said that. How did you make that? How does it make you feel, bro? Like, seriously, and
It doesn't make me feel any type of way, because the reality is that for a relationship to be able to work, my 5 people need to be able to defend her, as her 5 people need to be able to defend me. Because if not, there'd be no balance.
right.
Sense needs to be spoken into the relationship, because if not, there's no such thing as a relationship that just works.
No, absolutely
Nobody's
not.
perfect.
Absolutely not.
So some sort of sense needs to be spoken into the situation, unless we're talking about something that a situation where hands were put on people.
Right.
That's completely different. But I'm talking about small stuff, nonsense that sometimes can be turned into
Catastrophes.
really
Facts.
big situations that shouldn't exist.
Right.
Those situations is what I'm speaking of.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you gave me a standpoint on that, because there was an instance where my mom, the same way, like, she had called me one day, and I'm never really one to, like you said, we don't tell people what's going on. Like, but like, she called me, and I had this tone in my voice, and she's like, "What's going on with you?" And I'm like, "Yo, Mom, like, I'm just aggravated right now with Cassie."
Always tell.
Always,
They
right?
can always tell.
And I was like, "Nah," I'm like, I'm like, "Mom, Cassie's aggravated me right, just really quick." And her first word, as you said, was,
What'd you
do to her? And I'm gonna be honest, the boy inside and my emotions was like, "Yo, wait a minute, you my mother. Like, how are you asking me that? Like, it's visible enough for you to know that I'm hurting. How could your first question to me be, what did I do to her? Why is that the question you ask me?" But once again, to your point, if there's no balance if she doesn't ask that question.
And can you imagine if your mother, the first thing she told you was, when you said, me and Cassie are having issues, the first thing she said would be, fuck that bitch.
Right.
Mind you, this is the most influential person in your life.
Right. That would just cause so much conflict.
Immediately, that'll bring some sort of tension on you to say,
Correct.
you know what?
Ma, you're wilding. Why would you say that? Like, now we at it.
Now it's you and your mother.
Right.
Or it could go the other way.
Well, I'm with her now. We're both against my wife.
Exactly.
Right.
So where's the balance?
Correct. But see, also too, that point goes to where we as men have to come out of our emotions, where our counterparts don't. And this is no slight. You understand what I'm saying? This is no slight, but this is the truth, where we have to step out of ours to see the picture. And if we don't have that, like, we have, like, it's like, if we don't have the understanding that that's what we have to do, the little boy in us could stand up too long, and we could stand in our emotions, because the truth of the matter, it hurts. Like, when you feel like you're hurting and the person who's supposed to come to your aid is asking you what you do to hurt yourself, or to, so to speak, or is chastising you, so to speak, for hurting yourself, it's like, where the love at? You know what I'm saying? But once again, that's where we as men we have to step out of the emotion to see the whole picture and then move logically through it. And that's the gift and the curse of being a man.
Yeah, definitely. No, you're right.
Because we preach, especially me, a man, you're not supposed to step out of your emotions because that's who you are. But when it's time for logic, we have to, especially when it comes down to us leading our families and understanding our roles. Because if I was still stuck in that little boy mode, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
I'd be in my mom's, me and her be at it, and then that energy would have had me feeling like, well, you turn my mother against me, now we got an even bigger issue.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
that's a double-edged sword. It could go either way at that point.
Facts.
It could go either way at that point. And the balance it's a needed balance.
Yeah.
It's a needed balance. Even if it's not 5 people, the 3 people that you call, whoever it is that you call needs to be able to speak reason into you.
Correct.
Even if it's not saying what you do to her or what did she do to him, or it's more about speaking reasoning. All right, let's speak about this. Let's talk about this.
Correct.
What was it that really happened?
Correct.
And hopefully within that conversation of you explaining what happened, you come to your senses like, holy shit, I was wrong. Because that's usually what happens.
Facts.
That's usually what happens.
Most
Damn, I was wrong. I should have thought about that more. I should have not reacted in that manner.
Facts. Reacting is always the worst.
Now, let's talk about how long does it take to get your wife to apologize?
So this brings to a phenomenal new segment of the show. Wait, yo, you know what? This co-host of mine is phenomenal because his segue game is off the charts. So that's a perfect segue into the new segment of the podcast. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by Now or Never. It's Now or Never Entertainment. Holla at those guys for all your music needs. This segment is called "Am I the Only One?" So I've been realizing, like, most of us men have this issue where we feel like we're the only one going through things because most of our things that we're going through are locked in our home and we don't want to really, divulge too much going on. But not me. I'm here for the smoke. So first
I ain't
question.
Gonna join you all the way though. I'm just letting you know right now.
Yo, listen, when y'all see him sit back,
but she feisty as fuck.
When he sit back in his chair, that just means he's not gonna answer that one. That just means he's not gonna participate.
You already know.
When you do one of these numbers,
I'm not partaking.
When you do one of these numbers, that means skip.
Maybe okay. It's you and me against the world.
He's making sure he smooth the bed out. You know what I mean? He gotta lay in it. You gotta lay in it. I ain't mad at you, Pippin. I ain't mad at you. So this week, right, am I the only one? And we're gonna start off with an easy one. Am I the only one who goes to pick up their woman on a day-to-day basis? On time, I might add. To the point where she's never outside when I get there, like, ready to go. She's never outside when I'm ready to go. But on that one day out of the umpteen hundreds that I'm on time, and this one day where I either business catches me up or traffic keeps me for an extra 10 minutes, an accident on the road, something I truly could not have helped. And that one day when I'm like rushing behind 8 ball, she happens to be outside, ready to go 10 minutes before it's her actual time to go home. And then she spazzes. Why you ain't never outside when I need you outside? Why you not here on time? So my question, fellas, am I the only one?
I don't know if I could join you on that one because me and my wife, we work from home, so I don't got to pick her up. I'm just saying.
Yo,
you alone on this one.
So fellas, until we get the audio going with the buttons, I'm gonna need y'all at your house. When I ask y'all, am I the only one? Give me a hell no, you ain't the only one. Oh, my nigga, you are the only one. We ain't really got to deal with that. You know what I mean? So right now in the comments, down in the comments, let me know. Am I the only one? Give me a hell no, you ain't the only one. Oh, yeah, you the only one, bro. But I can almost guarantee I ain't the only one on this one. and this man's saying that right now because he definitely don't got to pick up because they are working from home. But I can definitely say he definitely can relate. He can relate.
No, I can't. Baby, I can't.
Yeah, I think she watching the feed right now.
Probably
She
the
probably
camera right there.
she probably
She
watching.
probably watching.
Yeah. Nah,
Baby, I can't.
he
I don't
ain't
know what
really.
you're talking about, baby. I promise you.
Yo, when we go live and when we go live tour and she not around, like we gonna have to like ask him like all these questions and we gonna keep it recorded and not let her watch it, okay? Yo, so yeah, man. I look at fatherhood and being a husband being synonymous with the foundation of a building. And I say that to say this. Most times you walk into a home or a beautiful building establishment, your first thoughts and your first eyes go to the aesthetics, to the nice walls, to the nice architecture, to the structure, all those things, right? We appreciate for what we see and what it is, but it's rare unless you're a designer or you're someone who does this for a living that you consider or you even think about the foundation of the building. It's not until there's something wrong with the foundation, there's a crack in it, there's something broken, that anyone says, well, let's check on this.
Yeah.
Let's go see about it. Let's fix it. And sadly, that's fatherhood. Because majority of the time, we don't get checked on until we're broke, until we've cracked, till something about us causes the entire infrastructure to be off kilter. And to me, it's messed up, bro. It's really a tragedy because it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that we're only being checked on when there's something going wrong with us. But that also falls on our responsibility. That's not just on our family alone, because one thing I learned over the last 2 years is that if we don't show them that we need love in a certain space or it's not needed for us, they won't consider it. Because we're macho men at times, right? And our vibrato and our masculinity causes us to not seem like we need certain things. But if we don't let them know we need to be loved in that way, how do they know? And I found myself needing my wife in a situation, and she was like, oh, I didn't even know I needed you. You needed me in that. I would have been there for you had I known that you needed that. But because of my own raw He-Man, right? How we carry ourselves, sometimes our women don't realize that we need them in that way. So I've learned that I have to be more cautious on how I show her I need her.
Yeah, but you also have to be careful when it comes to that. You have to be very careful when it comes to that, because it can also be seen as, he's being needy. You're just complaining. And that can also that can destroy a man's morale.
Yes.
So you become very protective when it comes to that. You need to have a solid foundation within your relationship to be able to have those conversations. Because if you don't, then you come off as naggy or as not man enough.
But that's so fucked up.
It is.
Because they don't get that same energy.
It is.
And like,
you know how hard it is on a man's morale when he says, "Oh, I don't, I don't think you love me enough." Oh, why are you complaining so much?
That hurt. Just hearing you say that. Just hearing you say that just now, it ain't even happening right now, but that hurt to hear you saying that.
I know men go through that. And it's not a funny situation. It's not pretty. Because they feel so demoralized that they're afraid to speak to anybody. And when they do find that one person that they can speak to,
they throw up on them.
it gets so bad that the person that they're speaking to will probably end up saying like, "Whoa,
Enough.
what's going on? What did I just take on?"
Right. Seriously. You feel like you've been
So
thrown up on. Like,
so it's it.
but no, that's what we're signing up to, which is, it's kind of crazy in a sense. But at the same time, this is why I tell my clients, yes, they're not going to be able to give you what you need. And then I want to explain this as well. As a man, there is a certain level of appreciation, affection, whatever word you want to use, that you cannot get from your home. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they can't understand the magnitude of the nature of the job. So the way I explain this is, we will never understand the magnitude of having our intestines, right, pushed to our back
Ever.
And all of our organs being shifted, and a life popping in front of us, and we having to carry that life in front of us. We'll never fully appreciate or understand, because we can't fathom it. It just beyond our capacity, right? As men, we just can't. We can't get it. We can't appreciate
to
it.
understand it.
Exactly.
To appreciate it is different.
Well, all right. I grant it. Understand it completely, right?
Because you can. It's always going to be difficult for us to understand what it is that they go through as women, but with maturity, you learn how to appreciate what they go through for us.
No, no. So you're right. I guess the wording is wrong, but I say a full appreciation as per feeling it. You understand? Like knowing what that feels like.
Understood.
Standing in
That's
those
different.
shoes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like we'll never be able to do that.
Appreciate the pain that they go through.
There you go. And on that same note, they'll never understand the weight
that we
carry.
That burden.
And we can't ask them to, because they're not programmed to. Yes. The same way they can't ask us to understand that part of their life for them, we can't ask them to express, to give us that kind of appreciation, right? For the lack of a better word, that we're looking for. And this is why our brotherhood is so important, because we relate on the fact that we go through the same things. We relate the fact that, you know what this weight feels like. You know what it feels like to not want to do and have to do regardless of what you feel. Yeah. You know what it feels like to have to put 3 or 4 lives before yours, even though the little boy in you wants some spare time, right? Yeah. So that part is like, it's really a rough place to be as a husband. And this is why it's important to make sure you get around a brotherhood that you can talk to and you can really converse with and really share yourself with and be vulnerable, because that's the only place you're gonna get that bit of love that you can feel appreciated, and you feel like they know what you're going through.
And let's make it clear, we're not comparing.
No, oh no,
we're not comparing.
Not at all.
The pain that you as women go through with carrying a life and bringing life to this world.
No, that was just the reference I used, because I know that it would take that for you to grasp the concept of which I was bringing to the table. Ladies, do not get in my DM, because I do not want to have to put on no kind of baby suit to understand and all that. Do you know what they made me do when my wife was pregnant? I had to put on rocks, that little weight suit. Not fun at all. Not fun at all.
We should have those in our homes for our teenage girls.
Ooh. So good call.
They start understanding what it is that their mother goes through.
As a matter of fact, that's a good segue for a second, because I want to tell you what this dude did. So this dude is, I took some of his game too. So whenever the kids, especially his daughter, start giving his wife hell around the house, he makes them watch the birth process. That's some sadistic shit if you think about it, but it works, because it's like, you gotta watch what you put your mother through, and you have the audacity right now to talk crazy to her.
You out your mind.
You lost your rabbit mind.
You out your mind.
So that's a tactic for y'all. They use that, man, and give Jose all the credit for that. But as our jobs as husbands, bro, what do you feel about positioning now, right? Because when we go to sports, I use sports as an analogy for most things. People know me, I love basketball. When the point guard is in the right position and he knows where everybody else belongs, it's easy for the offense to flow, right? because he knows if he's at the top of the key, the shooting guard can't be at the top of the key. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in your space, someone else has to fall into theirs, and so forth, so forward, so on. So position as for a husband and father in the home, what do you truly believe that our position is? And now when I say the word position, I mean, where do you feel men lead from? Where's our position to lead from in the home?
I feel it comes from that that godly sense, that God put me on this world to be the protector of my castle, of my home, of my family, and I'll do everything in my power to be able to take us to where we need to go. But we also that position as the head of household, or not the head of household. Let's refrain from that. As the father of the home needs to also be given to you by your wife, right? By your spouse.
Correct.
I've always said that no matter what, in anybody's eyes, my wife will always be in a pedestal, side by side with my mother. Always. Because if I don't put her on that pedestal, then who will? If I don't give her that respect, then who will?
Right.
And if I don't give her that respect, then how can I expect for her to respect me as the man of the house?
Correct. Phenomenal
So
point.
it's that's where it comes to. That's how I feel that you're able to guide as the man and father of your home. It all boils down to respect, communication, and then love.
Right.
Because if you respect the person you're with, you communicate with the person you're with, love just happens.
Absolutely. It's a byproduct. Definitely a byproduct. I love that, bro. Because when you said the positioning from God, that's something where now I've actually been reading a passage of scripture that stuck out to me. And it's Matthew 16, chapter 16, verses 17 through 19 is when I believe it's Jesus asks Peter, what does the people say about me? Right. And they start giving him all these different answers. And then Jesus said, what do you think of who do you think I am? And he was like, man, yo, you the Messiah. You him. You the Son of God. And Jesus was like, yo, nobody told you that. My Father in heaven told you that. So he's the only one that could possibly told you that. So upon that, I'm going to build my church. And that scripture stuck out to me because, you've heard, upon this rock, I build my church and the gates of hell will not prevail. But in my mind, it was sticking out to me so to the point where I had to do a little bit more research. And I was wondering how it correlated to fatherhood. But it's the mindset that Peter had of understanding his word, his information comes from a higher power. Because he could have said, you just Jesus. That'd have been his answer. But his answer came from the higher power. So when you said that our placement comes from God, it makes tremendous sense to me because that rock we're building on is our strong mindset. Is our family's household foundation is our output. Like I've learned that my family's experience is only based upon what I export into the world. The energy I put out, the effort that I put into the world is their experience of life. And the more I understand that, the more I guard my behaviors, the more I cherish that position in my home as the leader, as the forefather, as the priest of the home. And the understanding that I'm not leading from the forefront from a arrogant or conceited space, but I'm leading from the bottom. Like I'm under my family, girding them because we are the foundations, right? Yes. The foundation's not on the top. The foundation's not on the side. And let's talk about heavy weights for a second. If we had to pick up a heavy weight, would you be able to pick it up from behind you? Would you be able to carry a heavy weight from the side, front? The only place you'll be able to hold that weight truly from is under it. And that's where we're literally at. We're under our family. We're the solid rocks of our foundation. And upon our mindset is how far our family will go. So the point of you talking about the position is from God, bro. Like it's truly why now I feel like it's easier for me now as a father because I don't feel like I have to have all the answers, bro. At one point, I felt like I had to have the answers for my wife and children at all at one point.
Impossible. It's impossible for us to do that.
Because we're not him. We
We're not.
want to be him, you know what I mean?
Not.
Timothy, but
He said
but we're really not though. You know what I'm saying? And
It's
we
impossible.
answer to that power.
You're absolutely right. It's impossible to be able to answer all the questions, and we can't expect to answer all the questions.
No.
But
Definitely
if we
not.
continue to do as we need to do as husbands and fathers, and the answers will come.
Absolutely.
Whether it's through prayer, whether it's through meditation, whether
Correct.
it's through whatever it is that you feel connects you with the Father Almighty, or whoever it is that you believe to be your Almighty being.
Right.
The answers will come. You speak into the universe will prevail.
Absolutely.
To me, my universe is God.
That's Timothy. Word up. Like, and my understanding now of God, like, I know this might be a little off kilter, but this is what we're doing right now. My understanding of God and because I've been unlearning some shit like this last few months, bro. And I'm proud to say that. Like, I've unlearned so much nonsense that I was just brought up in because they didn't know no better.
Mm-hmm.
And no offense to nobody that I grew up under, because you truly only gave me what you knew to give. But now that I have the ability to do a little bit more research and have more access to different information, I can see things a little bit more clearer now. And I'm understanding that what I was taught about God and the far off of him was literally killing me, because everything I felt like there was this big being in the sky watching me. Now that I understand that everything that is in the book we call the Bible is not about a yesteryear or about tomorrow, but it's about a present time reliving in right now. And that just brought me to understanding, like, yo, God is not far off. He's truly inside of me. He truly lives in me. And that's given me a whole new just energy about myself, that I now get why people who are on that connection with God have so much power, because it's not far off for them. It's internal. It's present. And from that, bro, it's just given me a whole new outlook on life, and it's connecting me to God in a way that it's more intimate now. When I pray now, it's a true intimate feeling. Like, it's an experience, where before it was just habit to do because it's what we do. Now I get excited about my time with God now. I get excited about the conversation time because it's real to me. So it's like, unlearning is not a bad thing. Challenging what you believe is a good thing, because you could find out, is it worth you believing, or should you consider something else? Could you consider a new belief? And because of that, bro, like, I feel liberated. I feel stronger. In my spirituality, I feel stronger, even mentally. Like, I know now that things are in the right direction, where before I was questioning them and I felt so down and bogged down. Now it's just, the joy of the Lord truly is my strength. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now that resonates in a way before where, oh yeah, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And it's there. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But now it's
there. It's in there.
And boy, it's like, you understand?
That's a
like,
big feeling, bro.
Yeah.
It's a big feeling.
Man, I feel like
it's
on the world.
When you have that, when you finally feel that feeling, you feel like bricks are removed off your shoulder.
Promise to God, I
do. And that you can just keep pushing forward without fear, without hesitation.
Yes.
And like you can accomplish anything.
Anything.
Because sometimes it's unexplainable.
Yeah. No, it truly is. It's like, and I've known about it all my life. It's not like I'm new to the creation or new to God or any of those things. It's just now the relationship I have with him is a real one. It's like having a long distance relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and the girl on the phone. Listen, baby, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Denise, you long distance right now. Leave him alone.
You know what I'm saying? You Boo Jonesing up on the phone and you just can't wait to get in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like after a while it fizzles out because it's like, I'm gonna see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but when you have that relationship when she around the corner, all you gotta do is hop the fence. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
she's right there. It's like it's a total different energy, and that's what it feels like spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point my wife was like, in the beginning of the month, like, you know what I mean, when it's time to start sitting down and do them numbers and all that, like if your bills is bigger than your money, you start getting frustrated, right? So she started running off numbers at the mouth, and I'm looking at my account and I'm watching at the window as she's saying it. It gets a little scary, right? So you start barking back and getting a little frustrated and antsy. But this month it was like she was like, babe, so and so, like after this, because she's my secretary, so at the beginning of the month she gonna give me everything that's due. And as she was saying it, I was like, okay, to God be the glory. She was saying some more numbers, hallelujah. And she was like, nigga, you okay? Like, she came and touched my forehead like, yo, you all right? If he provides for us any other time, why he can't do it now? Like, me sitting here worried has not proven any dividends. And now it's a trust because I can feel where before I felt like he was away. Now it's like, nah, he good. He right here. He got me cool. Because now all those old school hymns I used to hear in the church resonate and mean so much more. He walks with me. He talks with me. He tells me I'm his own. That right there used to, this morning had me in the shower crying my ass off. Because just the words where he walks with me throughout the day. You ain't with me all day, nigga. Like, ain't nobody walking with you all day long, every step you take, except for him. So to know that he walks with you throughout the day, he talks with you throughout the day, and he tells you that you're his own, oh man, what no greater feeling. You're being claimed. And for a dude who hasn't been fathered, that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah. I hear you, bro. I hear you completely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was to ask me what make you happy right now, I'm gonna say a couple million. But on a serious note, if I had truly had to close my eyes, I could do it because I have a relationship now. Now I get it because it's real to me. It was made real because what was made to be so far off is really present. And that right there is a game changer. So I don't know who that was for besides myself. If you don't know him for yourself personally, get to know him. I don't care what you call him. Yahweh, Yahushua, right? Like Buddha, whatever. Creation, creator. Just do yourself a favor and call him.
If you feel any sort of emptiness, any
kind of void. Fact.
Trust me. You seek him and he will be the only one that can fill that void.
Word.
Money, love, all the things in the world can't fill the void that your relationship with your higher being can.
Correct. Nothing. And fellas, I've tried even putting the coochie up there. Don't work. It don't work. Nothing you put up there. Drugs, tried that too. No matter what it is you put up there, you're only gonna be left with the same void because there's no one and nothing that can fill it other than the creator, because that's where you come from. Think about this for a second. You got you got iPhones. You don't send your iPhone to Android to get it fixed. You don't send that phone to the butcher to get it fixed.
Send it to Apple.
Because what? They created it.
Yeah.
They made it. They know about it. They know why it's malfunctioning. So if you're malfunctioning, i.e., frustrated, angry all the time, upset, there's a void somewhere that only the creator could fill, man. So I would admonish you. This wasn't even a part of the show, but I would admonish you. Just find out about them. It ain't none of that hoopla that you might see on TV and all other nonsense that they've made it out to be. For yourself, in your own personal closet, in your own private, and that's even in the Bible too. They tell you, pray in private. Seek his face by yourself. Because that's when you'll get that relationship. You don't take my word for it. Because I waited 40 years almost by taking everybody else's words for it, and I'm just now having a relationship that I desire with the Creator.
Stop being afraid of the calling, because we all get tapped.
Word.
We all get tapped. We just keep moving away from it.
Running.
And moving. And then next thing you know, it's too late. God help me. I tried.
Multiple times.
I tried for the past 30 years. You ain't want to hear me.
Word. And you know how frustrating that is with the kids right now. To imagine how frustrated God is with us. That's why like now it's like with this new energy, this newfound energy, like I'm just like, man, I was telling my client today, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
Woo.
What would you do?
Woo.
If without 100% you knew you couldn't fail?
Yo, I know there's hella failures in front of me. And there's still very few things in my life that can upset me. Imagine if I knew I couldn't fail.
Man,
listen.
And that's the thing. And that's the mindset that we have to continue to have, because do you know the only way we could fail is by quitting?
Yep.
Like when I really digested that, because if you really think about it, anything on this earth that you set your mind to, i.e. the Wright brothers, because them son of a guns was like, yo, listen, we're going to fly a plane. And they wasn't but some bicycle creators. So I know everybody else around them was like, these niggas have lost their rabbit ass mind.
They out they mind.
They crazy.
What the hell you mean you gonna fly? Fly. You gonna fly?
What? And now in 2024, my wife showed me a diagram. Did you know how many planes fly in the air at one time? Thousands are in the air.
Never even thought about looking that up.
Bro, and when you see the actual grid.
If Celine would have been here, I would have said, Google that real quick.
Right. And
bring up the facts on that Wikipedia that.
When my wife showed me the video on her phone, bro, it was amazing, because we have way more by a percentage that's astronomical car accidents than we have plane accidents. You never hear planes crashing in the air.
Yeah, but we don't have that many. We don't have as many planes as cars.
But we believe it or not, it's not a lot as many, because of course there's more cars. But bro, there are more planes in the air than you can imagine. Because when I saw that, I said to myself, air traffic control, it has to be God. Like yo, when that many planes, bro, in the air. I'm like, air traffic control got to be God himself. I don't care. Man, he leave out my body and go up there and do his business in air traffic control, because that's crazy. Wait till you see tomorrow. Wait till you see tomorrow when you Google like how many planes in the air. You gonna call my phone like, nigga, like yo,
I might have to get a beeping station here, bro, and put a delay.
Yo, right.
Well,
every time
thank God,
every time I go, we
ain't live, and this can be edited.
Yo, it's definitely gonna be a lot of edits in this one, because I gotta learn to watch my mouth. I gotta learn to, because I'm not trying to get demonetized. I'm not trying to deal with no kind of issues with the YT. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to deal with issues.
Ninja, listen.
Ninja. That's a fact. Yeah, that's it. We go jazz it up, because we know how to make those other words disappear. Facts. But yo, man, I'm looking at it. We did a good job. We did a good job for the first episode in the studio, man. How you feeling?
Feeling really good.
I'm excited, bro, because
feeling really good.
This is like the
next time we'll be a little bit more organized, I promise.
Listen, we getting there. Yo, and let me tell y'all too, this man OCD, so like everything he's talking about he gonna be better for is internally.
My wife's fault.
It's
I'm
internal.
really not OCD. She made me OCD. You know what they say, that when you walk long enough with a cripple, you end up walking limp?
I'm not tapping in with that one. I didn't
So,
say she was
but
a cripple or none of
that's
that.
I ain't mean literally. I ain't mean literally. You trying to get me beat
No,
tonight?
no, no. I'm not trying to
I
get in the whipping. I'm
I
already in
ain't mean
trouble.
literally, but
I'm
the truth
already in
is,
trouble.
yo, I was really messy my whole life. I ain't even
So-
gonna lie.
So shout out to Nene for really upgrading you real rap.
Real facts.
Hey, listen, shout out
Real
to you
facts.
because my wife on the same tip. Like, never been on some real organized way. Like, people just know that's never been one of my qualities. But ever since with her, it's like I read more the details.
Yeah.
I'm more detail oriented because of her. I'm not reading the fine print.
I have too many ideas going on, everything going on at once. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a dreamer. I'm a flyer.
Right. You
So-
definitely out.
I have my Virgo to bring me down and tell me, yo, calm the hell down.
Right.
You got to take it one thing at a time. Finish this, then you
Then
get
go
the
do
next
that.
one.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, all right. Okay, I guess then.
All right. Whatever. And
Baby.
you find yourself over there like trying to sneak it in. You don't see me right now.
All right, I'll put it on a piece of paper. I'll look at it later.
I'll put it down in the notes. Yeah, yo, listen, man. Shout out to the women for upgrading us, bro. For real, like, if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't be sitting right here. You feel me?
Fact.
So shout out to our ladies, man. This has been a dope episode, G. Once again, I appreciate you for doing what all of you've done, bro, because you have brought a dream that I've prayed for. I've asked God for numerous times, and He's answered the prayer with you coming into the fold, bro, and all your hard work, bro, all of it. I truly appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for all you've done, and I promise that nothing you've done will go in vain, bro. You have my word on that, and I've told you that off camera, but I also want to put that on wax because it's recorded
For life.
documented. You know what I mean?
For life.
So, this has been a dope episode, man. You got anything before you want to get the people before you get up out of here?
Now, I just want to say thank you for bringing me in. I appreciate you bringing me into this, and I'm here for the long run. We are going to give our people as some good quality content, good conversations. Please comment, subscribe, like, leave your feedback down below. That's what's going to help us bring that content that you guys are looking for. I am excited to see where this is going to go. We are, like we said before, we're going nowhere else but up from here.
Facts. That's a fact, man. Like we told you before, this is the worst you're gonna see us. And I want to tell each and every one of y'all because I just realized, bro, that this podcast is actually 4 years old. I didn't realize, like, I started this in 2020, and I'm blessed because I didn't see it go this far, and where it's going from here is only because of God's grace and His mercy. So I'm grateful. I'm excited. And I just want you guys to understand that, like, we're not just doing this for us. We're doing this because we know that this is going to benefit men for generations to come. And also a part of my guilty pleasure for doing this is that I've said it before on the podcast is that I didn't get a chance to meet my great grandfather. I didn't get a chance to see his mannerisms, to his voice, to see his tendencies. This God willing, like you said, is going to be up forever. And my children's children, shout out to y'all, man. They're going to get a chance to see Pop. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all call me, they're going to get a chance to see me, hear me, and feel my essence. And as well as the Jose as well for his generations to come.
Sir.
So this is exciting because this is the tree that we're planting.
Yes, sir.
So that when we close our eyes, our fingerprints and our voice will still be on this earth.
Yes, sir. Right. A little bit before my grandmother passed, I was able to interview her, and I've always felt guilty that I did not think about that when my grandfather was alive. So I always said that I needed to leave something for my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, so that my children don't always. it isn't only of saying, oh, my father, your grandfather was a great man.
Right.
No, they can see it for themselves.
Right.
They can see what we did. They can see what we were doing, or what we attempted to do. Right. Of making better, great men. Give them something to live by. Give them something to work towards.
Absolutely.
And not something that's just said, but something that they can see for themselves.
Absolutely. So like I said, I'm grateful to God because I know that this is going to be to bless not just our families, but other families and generations to come. So I'm excited. I'm ready for whatever to come next. And I'm going to leave you guys with this word this week, is that fathers, understand your place, your role, and your position before you get into it, if you can, right? If you are an individual, you're a gentleman who's currently in the roles and the positions and is not quite understanding them, reach out. You can get help. Like you don't have to do this on your own. We have groups that we're putting together. If you're down here in the South Florida area, we have a bi-weekly meeting that we have every other Wednesday, for men to come out and just be themselves and build with each other, have conversations and learn and glean from each other, because we need it. So if that's you, make sure you reach out to me in my DMs, reach out to Jose, what have you, and we'll definitely put you in the mix, because we understand that we need you, but we just need you to understand that you need us, and we all need each other, so we can be the best versions of ourselves for our families and generations to come. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. That is our digital currency. It costs you nothing to hit those buttons, but it does take us and this platform tremendously further in the algorithm and going forward. So with that being said, you know how we end the podcast, and we're not going to change it up today. Fathers, to the world, you just a dad. That's all you are. But to your family, you're the world. Don't you forget that. But until the next time that we see you in these podcast streets, good to yourself and the ones around you. But if you can't be good to those around you, that's okay. Don't trip. Just get those people from around you. Yo, this is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, and
Jose, the man.
And this has been another dope episode of the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Yo, y'all be blessed, because we will. Peace, y'all.
Peace.